Hi, I'm Mark from easylawnmowing.co.uk and I've been testing and reviewing lawnmowers for many years, and I understand how difficult it can be when choosing your next cordless lawnmower. In this video I'm going to share with you 8 easy and simple steps to follow to ensure that you pick the best cordless lawnmower for you and your lawn. So step 1 is deciding on the size or the deck size of the lawnmower or the cordless lawnmower that you're going to purchase. So anything under 200 square meters, a lawn under 200 square meters, you should be looking at around a 30 to 34 centimeter deck size. 200 to 350 meters squared, you should be looking at 34 to 40 centimeter deck size, and then anything over 350 square meters, you should be looking for a 40 plus deck size. So for example, here we have this Hyundai cordless lawnmower which has a 45 centimeter deck, and this is ideal for my lawn here, which is 500 square meters. This Murray mower here is a little bit smaller at 44 centimeters, and even smaller there is the Lawn Master at 41 centimeters. But these are all over 40 centimeters, so that's why I have these mowers for my 500 square meter lawn here. So your first consideration is your deck size. Just take into account that you're going to need to store these somewhere, so make sure you have the storage room, but we'll be talking a little bit more about other features that can help with the storage of your cordless lawnmowers. Okay, step 2 is ensuring that you have the right batteries, or you purchase the right cordless lawnmower with the right batteries that suits the condition and the size of your lawn again. So there's several things that you need to consider. There's 2 numbers really that you need to be aware of, and that's the voltage of the mower and also the amp hours. So the way to think really about it without going into too much technical detail is the voltage is the power of the mower, and the amp hours is the fuel tank, if you like, of the mower. So how much fuel you can put in, and that's going to dictate the run time of the mower. So the higher the amp hours of the battery, the longer run time you're going to get. So the amp hours have nothing to do with power, that's down to the voltage. So if we take a look at this Hyundai, for example, this Hyundai comes with 2 batteries that operate simultaneously. They are 40 volt each, so they'll run together at 80 volts, and these are 2.5 amp hour batteries. So this motor will be provided with 80 volts at 2.5 amp hours. So 80 volts is quite a lot of power. The 2.5 amp hours is probably the lowest amp hours that you can get on a mower, but you're still going to get around 40 minutes of run time out of this Hyundai. But having said that, in terms of the runtime, one thing to consider, the runtime that the manufacturer states is a no load runtime. So that basically means that this could be on a hard surface and the motor is run, and that will run for 40 minutes with no load. That's not actually cutting the grass. So as soon as you factor in longer grass, damp grass, that runtime will start decreasing quite significantly. So that's something to be aware of with batteries. Again, with this Murray mower, this is a dual battery. So you get 2 batteries provided. That's 2 18 volt batteries. So that's going to run at 36 volts. And they are 5 amp hour batteries. So that's double the amp hours of this Hyundai here. So, and then the Lawn Master here, that's a 48 volt. So that's 2 24 batteries are operated simultaneously. But Lawn Master provide 4 batteries with their mower. So some mowers, especially at the lower end of the scale, the battery can actually cost just as much as the mower itself. So always factor in the cost of spare batteries that you're going to be buying, and also that these batteries are not going to last forever. So they're not going to keep charging forever. So the average life of a cordless lawnmower battery, if you're just cutting every fortnight during the growing season, is going to be around 4 to 5 years. So that's just something to consider. So not only is it the battery that you need to consider, it's also the charger. So for example, this Hyundai comes with a single charger. So you're only ever going to be able to charge 1 battery at a time. The Lawn Master, for example, they provide 2 chargers, which is really nice. So you can basically charge both batteries at the same time. But bear in mind, these are separate chargers. So you are going to need 2 power sockets to plug that in. What's really nice about this Murray lawnmower is that they provide a dual charger. So 1 socket, both batteries can be charged simultaneously. Just while we're on the subject of chargers, there's also all these chargers that come with these mowers are standard chargers. So for example, this charger here will charge one of these batteries in 80 minutes, which is quite a long time to wait for a battery to charge. So what you can do is you can purchase fast chargers for all of these mowers, and that will reduce the charge time down significantly. So for example, on this Hyundai, it takes the 80-minute charge time of this battery down to a very respectable 30 minutes, and they're well worth considering if you're investing in the batteries of any particular brand. So while we're talking about battery brands, one other thing that you might want to consider is power share features. So some brands have more tools than others. So for example, the Murray, they do a whole range of garden tools, Hyundai the same, and also Lawnmaster, to be fair, they do a range of garden tools as well. But once you start looking beyond the garden in terms of DIY tools, for example, drills, saws, sanders, it is possible to share the batteries across the brand. So as long as they're compatible in terms of voltage and it's the compatible range, those batteries can be shared across that range of tools. So that's just something to bear in mind if you're considering going for a particular brand. Have a look and see whether you want to expand your collection of tools, and then you'll be able to power share the battery and charger with those other tools. And just while we're on that note, you can also purchase some lawnmowers as bare tool. What this means is it comes provided with no battery and no charger. So that's really good if you already have a range of a charger and batteries from the same range. You can just use them into your lawnmower as well. So in terms of costs, the higher the amp hours of a battery, the greater the cost, and that can increase significantly between a 2.5 amp hour battery and a 5 amp hour battery. So that's something that you may also want to have a look at. So step 3 is deciding whether or not you want a self-propelled model or a push model cordless lawnmower. So in my case here, I have a very flat lawn, so I've just opted for the push model of this Hyundai, for example, but they do this model as a self-propelled model as well. So what you will actually have is a second bar on the handles here. So as well as your operator presence control lever, you will also have the clutch lever as well, which will engage the self-propelled drive. But one thing to bear in mind, if I did opt for the self-propelled model of this mower, it will reduce the runtime slightly, because remember, these batteries are not only driving the blade, they're also going to be driving the mower as well, so your run times will decrease slightly with the self-propelled model. In terms of cost, not much more really for a self-propelled model. Quite surprising, on this Hyundai it's around £40 extra to have the self-propelled on this model. So have a think about if you have slopes in your lawn and you're going to find it difficult to push a bigger mower such as this Hyundai, then it may well be worth considering a self-propelled model. So step 4 is really deciding what cutting options you want to get from your cordless lawnmower. So for example, there's 4 cutting options. There's cut and collect, which will collect the cuttings in the grass collection box. There's mulch, which will basically, you remove the grass collection box, you insert a mulching plug, and the grass is spun around continuously around the deck of the mower, cutting the grass into much finer, smaller pieces, and then that's deposited back into your lawn. And it's really very beneficial to the lawn in terms of nutrients and moisture. The third option is rear discharge, where the flap at the back is slightly left open and the grass just comes out of the back. This is not cut smaller, it's left long and it just expels from the back. And also, like you have on this Hyundai, side discharge as well. So side discharge will just do pretty much the same as the rear discharge, but it will just expel the grass cuttings out of the side of the chute here. So there will be a chute that you can attach onto the mower that will do that. So on this Hyundai, for example, in this Lawnmaster, the mulching plug comes provided with the mower, which is a really nice feature. So all these blades on these mowers are mulching blades, but the mulching plug does come supplied with these two. With this Murray, it already has a mulching blade, but you have to purchase the mulching plug separately. So one thing to watch out for with that is, I've been trying now for 4 months, probably even longer than 4 months, to get a mulching plug for this Murray, for the larger Murray, and I just cannot get hold of it. from anywhere in the country. So that's something to be wary of. Does the mulching plug come with the mower? Is it an optional extra? If it's an optional extra, can I purchase one with the mower? So if you want to use the mulching function. Okay, so they're your 4 cutting options that you need to consider. Many people just use the cut and collect to collect the cuttings. Some people use a combination of cut and collect and mulch depending on the season and the length of the grass, for example. But if you would like to learn more about mulching, then head on over to the easylawnmowing.co.uk website, where there's articles there that explain the benefits of mulching and also what makes a good cordless mulching lawnmower. Step 5 is deciding the size and the type of grass collection box that comes with your cordless lawnmower. So for example, here we have a hybrid type grass collection box. This is my preferred grass collection box, and I'll explain why. So with the hybrid type collection box, you benefit from all worlds really. So you have this hard top, solid top, and what that does is once this is in operation, it prevents all the dust and debris being flown up into the operator's face as you would get with an all cloth grass collection bag. The other thing to watch out for is the flap, a grass collection full flap. So this will show you when the grass box is full and needs emptying. So that's something to watch out for that you would normally get on a hard top box. You can see that's on all of these 3 models. You have a solid bottom there as well. And the mesh sides here, the cloth sides, really help with the circulation of the mower. And when you have good circulation, you're going to get a much better collection of the cuttings. Wow. The other advantage of a hybrid collection box is the fact that it folds flat, so that will reduce your storage. So that can just sit on the mower like so. The handles will fold down as well. So in terms of size of collection box, so on this Hyundai, this is a 65 litre collection box. So it's a very large collection box. There's 41 on the Lawnmaster mower there. But you might be tempted to think, well, the bigger the grass collection box, the better. The less times I'm going to have to stop to empty. But just remember, when this collection box is full of damp, long grass, it makes the mower very, very heavy to push. And also the wheels being heavy, the wheels will then start digging into your lawn as well. So bigger is not always better. Naturally, you can just empty more frequently with a bigger box, but you have the option to collect. But just bear that in mind. Step 6 is then considering what features you want to have on your cordless lawnmower. So for example, this Hyundai and this Murray mower, they don't have rear rollers. So if you're looking for a stripy lawn, for example, then you would need to opt for a lawnmower that has a rear roller. So if we just take a quick look under this Lawnmaster, you can see there that you have a rear roller here. So a rear roller is not just for stripy lawns. It also helps if you have a lawn that has bumps in it, and the rear roller actually helps to stop you scalping the top of those bumps in your lawn as well. It also helps if you want to cut up to the edge or over the border, where a 4-wheeled mower without a roller will drop down into the bed and scalp the edge of the lawn. The rear roller will help to keep the mower level so that you can cut over the edge of any borders. The next thing you will want to consider is the cutting height. So how many cutting heights does your lawnmower have? The normal range of cutting heights is between a low 25 millimeters up to 75 millimeters, and all of these mowers have pretty much the same. This actually has 7 cutting heights, but 6 cutting heights should be minimum and should be plenty in order for you to cover all of the seasons and all of the conditions of your lawn. The other thing you want to consider is how easy it is to adjust the cutting height. So actually some lawnmowers you have to adjust the height of each wheel. That's going to be time consuming, but most mowers now have a single height adjustment lever, as do all these models. But one thing to consider is, do those height adjustment levers lock in? So some mowers that I've tested, you hit a bump, that lever bumps out and it drops it down to the lowest setting and you end up scalping the lawn. So check out my reviews. I review every lawnmower that I recommend, and naturally I always test to make sure that that's not going to happen. So head on over to the easylawnmowing.co.uk website, where you'll see reviews of all of the mowers here and also many other mowers that I've tested as well. So another feature to consider is the handles. So all of these mowers here, the handles fold at both the midpoint here and the lower point here. But there are some lawnmowers or cordless lawnmowers that I've tested where the bars actually lock into the deck and they're screwed in. So they only fold at this midpoint, leaving quite a high bar here. So that's going to take up extra storage. What's really good, say, about this Hyundai is it has vertical storage, which means the handles fold and the lawnmower can be tipped on its back, and again that reduces the footprint of the mower when you're storing it in your shed or garage. So that's a really nice feature. We've already mentioned the grass collection box, the hybrid box folding flat. Again, that's going to reduce the storage that you need in your shed. The other features that we have both on the Lawn Master and the Murray is a battery gauge on the handlebars. This is a really nice feature, so you can tell when the battery is depleted and it's going to need to be switched over, or it's going to need to be charged as well. So that's a really nice touch on some of the mowers. In terms of the Hyundai, it doesn't have a gauge on the bars, but there is a window here where you can see the back of the batteries. So every time you start the mower, the lights, the 4 lights will light up, indicating how much charge is left in the battery. So they're nice features to have as well. Another feature that is really worth taking a look at when you're thinking about choosing your next cordless lawnmower is the adjustment of the handles. So all of these mowers allow you to adjust the angle of the bars to 3 different settings. Why is this important? Well, because everyone is a different height, and to be mowing with the bars either too high or too low is going to cause fatigue on your back. And if you're mowing a large lawn like I have here, a 500 plus square meter lawn, then you're going to be mowing for some considerable period of time, so you want to make sure your posture is correct. The way in which the handles adjust, so on the Lawn Master you need to undo these screws, which is fine, you kind of get it adjusted. Better still is these quick release handles that you have here on the Murray, so it's simple, pull the handle down, adjust the height, lock it back in. And even better on the Hyundai is a simple, you just release these 2 screws simply like that, and you can adjust the bars and then just lock them into position like so, which is a really nice feature there. So that's something that you need to consider. I know these are domestic models and you're going to be not mowing day in and day out on a commercial basis, but to have a good posture whilst mowing is really important. So another feature that you may want to consider is to purchase a cordless lawnmower which has larger rear wheels. As you can see here, this Murray, well actually all 3 of these have larger rear wheels because I'm a fan of that feature. And what that means is that it will perform better over bumpy lawns, and it will also make the manoeuvrability a lot easier as well. Another feature that you may want to also consider, as you can see here on both the Lawn Master and the Murray, is you have these combs at the side. And what this does is it pulls the grass into the path of the blade and it makes it cut better to the edge. That's a feature not found on this Hyundai mower on this steel deck, and it's more of a feature that you would find on these plastic decks. So that's something that you're going to get a good cut to edge with these 2 mowers. Perhaps not so much with this Hyundai. Step 7 is understanding your budget and how much money you have to spend on your new cordless lawnmower. Cordless lawnmowers range from under £200 to way over £1,000. So for example here, this Hyundai is around £500. The Lawn Master over here is around £300. This is £200 cheaper than this Hyundai, but this Hyundai has a steel deck, for example. It has the 80-volt batteries and so on. So you need to understand your requirements in terms of the size of the lawn, what you're going to be using the lawnmower for, and then not overdoing it in terms of the lawnmower that you purchase. This is not for commercial business, this is for domestic use. And you may only be using it every fortnight during the growing season. So always consider your requirements, as we've discussed earlier in the other points, and then finding an appropriate lawnmower in terms of budget. For example, the Lawn Master would be classed as a budget lawnmower. However, the build quality is great for domestic use. The features that they include with the mower is fantastic. The support you get, spare parts, you get UK call centres as well with the Lawn Master. So buying cheap doesn't necessarily mean it's inferior quality in terms of a lawnmower. To bring this out every fortnight to cut your lawn during the growing season is going to be perfectly adequate. So it's getting that balance right between price, quality, and the performance of the mower and the cut quality that you're going to get as well. And finally, step 8 is about choosing the right brand of lawnmower, cordless lawnmower, for your circumstances. So for example, you're going to get a 5-year warranty with this Murray, a 3-year warranty with the Hyundai, and a 2-year warranty with the Lawnmaster. But it's not just about the warranty. You need to also consider, are spare parts available, spare blades, batteries, fast chargers, mulching plugs, for example, are they also readily available here in the UK? So consider not just the length of the warranty, but also those other factors as well. And if you read my reviews over on the easylawnmowing.co.uk website, I always detail the different brands and how good the support is and how responsive it is, and also the availability of spare parts as well. Okay, that's it. That's my 8 steps to choosing the best cordless lawnmower for you and your lawn. So you're probably asking, so what do I do with this information? Well, what you can do is you can head on over to the easylawnmowing.co.uk website, where there's a lawnmower selection tool that will allow you to tick all of the points that we've discussed today in this video, and that will shortlist the best cordless lawnmower for your circumstances. I hope you found this video useful in some way. If you have, could I please ask that you click that thumbs up button below this video? It would be much appreciated. And why not subscribe to my channel as well, so you'll be notified of any future videos that I release. If you have any comments or any queries, please put it in the comments box below this video and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.